Hide yourself in Asian fellas. They don't want me to show y'all this shit. They don't. And all the fellas that are already experiencing this, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Hey guys, hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So I was scrolling on Facebook and came across this video of this young black guy. I don't know if he's young, but anyway, he pretty much was like, hey fellas, come close, like you need to get you an Asian woman. And his reason, he kind of zooms in into a video clip of the wife or the girlfriend bringing him water and bringing him a drink and stuff like that. And I went straight to the comments because something about the video kind of gave me a weird, it gave me a vibe of like, okay, what are you trying to say? Like, is this message meant for black men to feel some kind of way about black women? You guys know I'm also in a interracial relationship, and my thing is when I encourage women who are single to consider, you know, dating outside, it's because I was stuck in my ways way back. Like, I was all about, I thought I was going to marry either an African man or a black man. Really, that's where my mind was at, and that's who I pretty much dated. Later on I realized that that was not working well for me, so I became open-minded. So when I do videos encouraging and saying how my Mexican man is wonderful and all that, it's not to say that it's only Mexican men that are good. Oh, you should not date black men or whatever. That is not my point. My point is to be open-minded. So when I see videos like this where people are kind of zoning in and making it about a certain group of people they no longer want to deal with because they're all bad, it bothers me a little bit, because the guy zoomed in like an Asian woman is gonna be catering to you, bringing you food and all this, which nothing is wrong with it. I believe that if you truly love somebody, you guys both care about each other. There's no problem in that. I love to cook when my husband gets home. I love to make sure, you know, I'm like, do you need water? I'm going to the kitchen. Do you need something? Because that's what he does for me. It's a two-way street, and when you love somebody, no problem with that. But the problem is when you make it seem like somehow if you get this other race of woman, they're going to be better than black women. And black women came in the comments. They were like, so what has your experience been in the past? Another thing is taking accountability about your doing in whatever led to your situation. So the black men that I dated, that I tried to date that were American, I didn't have a good experience because they had issues to begin with. So for example, some of them didn't have jobs. Some of them had records. Some of them had, you know, were just not doing a lot for themselves. And so I saw them, they were attractive, they looked good, they hit up on me like in college or I was down the street. I gave them my number. I didn't think much about it because I was younger, right? So when you make a decision like that and you don't think hard about it, like you guys know my videos where I was saying like, there were times I didn't care if somebody had a job. And I didn't care, like, as long as they were like, okay, I'm gonna work on something eventually. I just took that in. I didn't think too hard about it. I was just like, oh, I'm young, who cares? Like, I'm going to school, no big deal. So it was partially me to blame. So you have to take accountability. If you have, for example, him, if he was saying that maybe that's his way of saying he had an issue with black women, he also has to take accountability in some parts. Maybe the black women that he chose maybe had some issues or something like that. While the video was general, the comments kind of also made me think that I wasn't crazy, because the way he made it seem was like, and I've heard this before, where Asian women are put to be this women that are submissive and they're going to do whatever you want, while black women are the opposite. They're not going to be submissive and they're not going to cater to you. And that is not true, because a lot of black men came in the comments. They were like, hey, you know, we appreciate that you're showing your love. This is where you're celebrated, tolerated, whatever. But the way you're making it seem, it's almost like there's no black women that are doing that. You know, it's like black women are not going to cater to you. They're not going to be submissive. But I'm just like, that's not true, because there's definitely black women from all over the planet too that you can date. So if you, for example, consider that, you know, and when you come from like other countries, like a black woman, we are raised to be like, the man is going to lead and they provide and things like that. So you kind of are okay with following that because that's what you're used to. So for me, it's never bothered me to be like, my man is the lead, you know, and he brings up ideas sometimes and we kind of sit together and think about things and the future and all that. I don't have a problem with it. It doesn't bother me to make dinner or to fold these clothes. I love to do that. I'm happy because, you know what? I am treated really well. So it doesn't bother me, and I don't never want to down like there's something wrong with the black men. I just had a lot of issues with the ones that I chose, but also the area that I was in is not the best. I mean, the men that I was, it wasn't the best. So I ended up in this thing where one time we got pulled over. I almost got myself into a mess. I had a guy that was cool and he was chasing me and all that, but he had like 3 baby mamas and all that. So my experience from what I chose at that time, it's what led me to kind of have like, uh-oh, this is not working out. When I did date the African men, 3 of them, they didn't want anything serious at the end of the day because they kept saying they wanted to marry me, want to get together with me, and it never got to that point. Opposite of when I met my Mexican husband. So for me, I just encourage that just open your mind, be open-minded about it. Don't think that, oh, it has to be a certain race. It has nothing to do with that, and you cannot put others down for it. I just said that my experience wasn't the best, and I was just open-minded. I went on back to a dating app and found my husband. But it wasn't that I was like, oh, no black man. No, I never talked badly about black men. I mean, my brother, my son is half black, and I never want to give that impression. So the video kind of gave me a little bit of like, women were in the comments like, I leave it here. They were like, oh, do you want a maid? This is an assumption that somehow Asian women are going to be submissive and they just do whatever. Somebody even mentioned that they'll wipe your poop out of your butt because they're that submissive. And I was just like, that is disgusting. And if you're at that place where the men you're with is making you feel like you're some low person that can be treated anyway, it bothers me. And also the passport boards that are going to other countries thinking they can just pick any type of women and treat them any kind of way. Know that you're just in a different country, because that would never fly in the US. So at the end of the day, we have to be careful how we send the message out there that somehow we have an issue, kind of hinting that maybe he had an issue with black women. Black women would never serve him water or whatever. Black women are going to be loud. The black women are going to be this, because the video just kind of gave that weird, like, you have an issue with black women? Is that why you're really doing videos and videos back to back talking about Asian women this and Asian women that? At the end of the day, it has nothing to do with race. It's simply, you love somebody, you guys both work together, you compromise, if laundry needs to be done, cooking needs to be done, you figure out a system and you help each other out. If I get home and my husband is not home and I know there's no food, I'll make food. If it gets there, you'll be like, I don't know how to cook, but let me order something so at least we have food to eat. Or just being considerate. I think that has nothing to do with race. It's just a matter of you love someone, you care for them. And I just would never want to be somebody who sends the message that I no longer want to deal with black men like that. It's not that. It's just that my experience was not good. And I just became very open-minded and ran into somebody who showed me different. And so I hinted that. I said that, hey, if something's not working, if you're a black woman or you're a woman of another race and something is not working, maybe just be open-minded and try something else. That has been my view, and I never want to give the impression that I only am concerned with only dating Mexican men. No, it's just at the moment, that's what came along, and I'm glad that I took that risk. But I don't want to put down anybody else while doing that, and that's what the video really gave.